Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for today's video. Hey, today's a special video because I'm celebrating something and I want to make it ask of you as well. We are celebrating because we hit 1,000 subscribers this week, and that's a milestone and a goal that I've been aiming at for a while. And so thank you so much for tuning into this channel, and thank you for your comments. I get emails and Facebook messages all the time from pastors who say they're using these videos with their team and sending them out to different individual team members, using it as staff meetings, all those types of things. And that's why we created this channel, to help you and your team become better leadership developers. So thank you so much for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers. Here's the ask. I'd love to ask you to put in the comments below, what are some topics on leadership development or leadership that you'd like to see me cover? Just post that in the comments below. As I plan out my 2019 content calendar, that's going to help me a whole lot because I want to provide things that you guys are looking for. So thanks again for joining me. And hey, stay tuned because here are a few highlights from the 45 videos that are on the channel. Check these out. Hope you enjoy. Thanks again. Have you ever found yourself saying, I just don't have enough time to develop leaders? That is a frustrating place to be. Well, if that's you, stay tuned because today I'm going to give you 3 simple tips for eliminating that excuse from your vocabulary forever. So today I'm going to share with you the 3 primary fears that keep people from getting involved with leadership development and what you can do about it. I'm going to give you actions that you can take. I'm going to share my 3-part process. I'm going to give you 6 questions. I'm going to give you 7 tips for getting started as a new leader developer. Hey guys, this is Mac Lake bringing you tips, tools, and techniques helping you develop more and better leaders. You know, many leaders are not developing others because they've never had anyone develop them, so they just don't know how to develop other leaders. So let me give you 7 tips that are going to help you get started in developing others. Demonstrate a high confidence in your people. You know, it's easy as a leader to look at those on our team and just focus on their weaknesses. But when we do this, here's what happens. We lose confidence in them, and we cause them to lose confidence in themselves. Also, when we are looking solely at their weaknesses, we end up coaching to their weaknesses rather than coaching to their strengths. And when you're always coaching people in their weaknesses, we diminish their confidence. But if I acknowledge their strength and believe in their strength and develop a conviction that they can be great if they operate in those strengths, then it changes the way I look at them. And it's a game changer when you can begin to develop a true confidence in your people's potential. Here's what I've discovered. The higher the confidence I have in my people, the higher the confidence they have in themselves. So when people have a high confidence in themselves, guess what? They're more likely to take risk, and they're more likely to innovate in ways that add value to your church or your organization. You see, my job as a developer is not just to develop their competence, not just to develop their character, but it's also to develop their confidence as well. Instead of focusing on how you can get more out of your team, let's focus on how we can put more into our team. Putting more into our leaders, though, is going to require something of a change for some of us. Putting more into your leaders is going to require that you be as passionate about your people as you are your organization, as passionate about your people as you are your mission. And listen, here's what happens. When you're passionate about your people and your leaders as you are your organization, you start asking them questions. You're looking at them and you're saying, hey, what's your vision? What's your dream? What's your passion? What are your hopes? What are your strengths? What are your gifts? What are your values? What would you like to contribute? What excites you the most about our mission, our organization, or our church? Here's what happens. When you begin to ask those questions, you discover what's in your leaders. And once you discover what's in your leaders, now you've got a secret. Now you know what you can believe in, invest in, and put more into your leaders to help maximize who God created them to be. And when you maximize who God created them to be, then you're going to enjoy the overflow of what comes out of them. Great leadership is more about what we can put into people rather than what we can get out of people. Now, the fourth reason that I see leadership development efforts failing is your training isn't adding value to your leaders. I hear this comment all the time. Hey, we've tried to get leaders together for development, but they stop showing up over time. Listen carefully. People value what adds value to them. So we got to stop blaming them for not showing up and take a look at what we're delivering to them. Was our training boring? Was it irrelevant? Was it all lecture? Did it violate adult learning principles? Could they apply the principles that we're teaching them at work, at home, as well as ministry? You see, we've got to make it valuable. When you make it valuable, they won't want to miss it. You see, our goal isn't just to train them to turn our ministry widgets. That's one of the biggest mistakes we make. Our goal is to teach our leaders to live a biblical lifestyle of leadership. So here's the fourth evaluation question. Are we teaching our leaders to turn ministry widgets, or are we teaching them to live a biblical lifestyle of leadership? They tend to think their role is to talk and to teach everything they know. And the big mistake new developers make is focusing on talking rather than focusing on transformation. So we have to lead with asking, not with telling. You're going to have so much bigger impact by asking questions, not just telling them everything you know. But the temptation is to talk a lot. Now, to be honest with you, they should be talking about 60% of the time. You should be talking 40% of the time. That means you have to learn to ask good questions. And it doesn't have to be that hard. Asking questions like, hey, what stood out to you? What do you think? How would you approach this? Who do you know that does this well? What can you learn from that person? Questions like this get people to think on their own and discover principles on their own. And it takes the pressure off of you feeling like you have to have all the answers. Guys, here's the thing. You got to get started today. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to take for you to become great at developing leaders. Now, to dive deeper into this topic, click right here, and there's more resources that will help you learn how to become a great leadership developer. Hey, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next Tuesday.